Congressman Steny Hoyer.
Welcome, and apologies. I want you to know, however, it was the President of the United States that held me up. It was not just for somebody that I was here late for you. I am excited about being here and want to thank all of you for being here and thank you for what you do. I understand Speaker Johnson was very kind in terms of my role in starting this and working with Eric Cameron and others to continue this. And Speaker Johnson has been very gracious to make sure that we continue this very, very important effort, which has benefited Congress of the United States, benefited the people of the United States as well. I know the speaker is left, but I want to thank you for that. Steve Dwyer, I don't know how many of you know Steve Dwyer well. He says I was his boss. I had no idea what he was doing. Everybody in the office was totally relying on Steve Dwyer every day for making sure their technology worked properly. And Steve Dwyer is one of the brightest, most able, positive people that I know. And if you haven't gotten to know him, you will be advantaged by doing so in the future. And Steve, I thank you. You're the real author of the Hackathon, working with others, but Steve Dwyer, we hire extraordinarily good staff, and we take credit for what they do. Sometimes we don't recognize, however, to people that they do that, but Steve is certainly in that position. Catherine Spender, I want to thank you for letting Steve continue to focus on this, for your work in implementing so much of the technology that has been recommended to the benefit, as I said, not only of the Congress of the United States, but of the people of the United States. So thank you very much for your work. Ernestine Dawson, thank you as well, and Crispine, thank you for Speaker Johnson's office before. I don't know whether Chris is still here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Chris. Thank you very much for your efforts. I am happy, it says here, but I really am happy to be here. This is our 6th in the U.S. Capitol Hackathon. I'm grateful to Speaker Johnson, as I said, for carrying on this worthwhile effort, as well as the leader of my party, an extraordinary individual in his own right, Hakeem Jeffries, who has been a real supporter of this effort. The Hackathon has been a bipartisan initiative ever since I first organized it with Eric Cantor. Eric Cantor became the majority leader. He and I sort of went back and forth being the majority leaders. The sine qua non of that, of course, was being in the majority. Sometimes he was, sometimes I was. The Hackathon isn't about politics. It's about improving this institution and its ability to serve the American people. The innovation that comes out of the Hackathon each year help the House govern more effectively, and our phrase is, as Lincoln's was, for the people. We'll see some of these cutting-edge technologies today, including an online legislative drafting platform from the House Clerk, a new online staff directory from the CAO, whom I just introduced, and one of my personal favorites is an appropriator. I've served on the Appropriations Committee for a very long period of time. A new system to handle community project funding. You may know those by the effects of the term earmarks, but they are priorities that a member assesses that their district needs and includes that in the appropriation bill. We owe many of these tools to hard work of the House Digital Service, a group which is proud to help establish. I was proud to establish. My dear friend and longtime former advisor, whom I've already talked about, Steve Dwyer, pioneered many of these technologies and continues to help organize these hackathons year after year. I want to commend, as I had done, the Chief Administrative Officer, who is the professional who runs the business, who runs the organization and implementation of policy by the House. I'm glad that we finally institutionalized these events and this event. We did so on the recommendation of the House Modernization Committee, and we all ought to recognize the former chair of that crucial committee for being a faithful steward of this institution. My job was to introduce him. You've already heard from him, so I won't introduce him again, which I know you're very thankful for. But I do want to say that Congressman Kilmer, Derek is one of those far-sighted, technically competent, and knowledgeable young people that are in the Congress of the United States. That's the good news. The bad news, as you probably heard, he is leaving the Congress of the United States. And the Congress of the United States will be lesser for his absence. He is a wonderful member of Congress, responsible for many of the steps forward that we've taken over the years. Bottom line, I want to thank him, but also want to thank each of you for taking your time, valuable time, to be here, to come together with others, to see what we're doing, and to suggest what we ought to be doing. What lies ahead tomorrow, and maybe a year from now, and maybe 5 years from now, or maybe 10 years from now. You are making a difference in real time with real suggestions that will make a real difference. On behalf of the Congress of the United States, Republicans and Democrats alike, I thank each and every one of you for what you're doing here today and for what you do every day to make sure that America is the most technologically proficient country in the world, and that the Congress of the United States reflects that technological ability to the benefit of the American people. Thank you all very, very much.